Shockwave on there, and there it is! Three-man lens battle goes to
the steal!
TUP takes the battle!
That will be the next juicy target. That is going to be the ace. UPD Liman, 16 and 7. Will they be able to finish this?
Oh, here in the hands of JBL. They are set to finish this game. Let's see.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Lenovo LOL Collegiate League 2017 Spring Term Semifinals. And this is the best of 5 series between UPD, Ablation Esports, and JBL Maroon Dragons. We just, of course, we're your shoutcasters. I'm Atlas. With me is Rockhard. We just got back from that win, that very clean win coming from JBL.
That's right. And I know you have a lot to say about that. I can see it in the camera on your face. And the first thing I want to ask is, what do you think, what part of the composition of UPD did it fall apart?
I mean, I think the composition was fine on its own except for the Kassadin. But I do think it was picked, the mid lane Kassadin was picked to complement the other melee champions for the Sejuani lockdown. But in the end, it didn't really work out. I do think that despite the composition being fine by itself, Iconic being on a tank, I really don't like it. If he was on a damage dealer, but of course then there would be no Sejuani. I think they were trying out the composition here because I don't think I've seen Sejuani and 4 melee in the LCL before. We did see it in the PGS, but that might be something that they're trying out, but they should have practiced that beforehand if they're going to try it out in an actual match. But on JBL side, it was very clean. The vision was like on point, and they knew when to rotate. Both of these teams know when to rotate, but JBL there shown a lot more. Because as soon as they get a kill, they get turrets, drag the dragon, and then I really like that Baron power play that they made.
Exactly. I saw that. If you could count that goal, the amount of turrets that went down in the middle, then you remember it went down from the bottom lane. They went all in.
Yeah,
and
once
they reached
saw
the
Zerg.
Nexus, right?
Yeah.
That was a lot of tower global goal going all in, and I think that was the point where UPD was like, what are we gonna do, guys?
Okay, so at that point, even the amount of lockdown that the composition could bring doesn't really do much because the Kassadin didn't pop off against the Vladimir. It's naturally a hard matchup. Plus, he didn't get the jungle pressure didn't amount to any kills to him. He will finish the game like 0-4 something, which means that the Kassadin doesn't do damage at all.
And can I just add up to that? At the end of that game, Blizzard was even though I think most of the time he was positioned optimally, the damage was not very much lacking.
Yeah.
I think you're correct in saying that UPD did make the draft, except the damage. Yeah, the middle pick. They could have maybe went for a more damage-oriented champion,
or rather one that actually survives in the early stages of the game against ranged champions, plus can transition without snowballing.
Because kita mo, medyo nagsasurvive naman sila. Pag when they start engages, it's just yung mga follow-up medyo kinukulangan.
The sustained damage is more on the JBL side in that game.
That's right.
And I think they should have been satisfied with Sejuani and 2 other melee champions.
That's right.
And just allowed for a more like consistent, a lot more meta mid laner. But here coming into the second game of this best of 5, UPD is still banning out the Twitch and Lucian from G's. The Vladimir respect ban against Al will come through.
Definitely.
While JBL sticking to their guns here. That's what I was saying.
Very smart.
They don't need to change anything that they did last game because they were already doing everything almost perfectly. They ban out the Zakrakan and Ken in the same bans from last time. So that will be the ban out here. While UPD, it seems like they will be prioritizing the Galio pick. Very interesting.
Galio pick, of course, can be flexed.
Top or mid?
Top,
and
mid.
I know some
people go jungle. And you know what's funny? I've also seen Galio support in some games.
Yeah, I have heard stories of PGS scrims where people pick the Galio support, but if this is going to Iconic, I do not agree with it. But it might be viable on for Zerg here. It will be the double teleport, I bet, even if Zerg's running the Ignite here for the interface. I bet it will be the double teleport if the Galio does go mid. But if it goes top, they should have a lot more damage in that mid lane and that bot lane.
But do you think if this Galio does go mid, do you think it'll have the same impact that it did the last game? You saw how Owl was, you saw how Berserk wasn't really that much of an effective champion against Owl, because Owl on that Vladimir was really slippery.
He was a monster. He
Yeah,
was a
that
blood lord.
Oh my god. I don't know if it was a skin or something, but he was on fire last game.
But also, the thing is that Galio is less pressured to do damage. While Kassadin, if you don't do damage, you're not a Kassadin. But now with Galio, he has a lot more tools to be effective even if he doesn't get fed. And the Xayah here for Blizzard, which means that throughout Interconference Series and Semifinals, Blizzard has only played 2 champions, Caitlyn and Xayah. And
That's correct.
Yeah, Veer's still playing the Elise, one of his pocket picks as well. He shares this champion in Farmville's pool. Graves as well is also something that they share. So it seems like it's just a difference of priorities for this team. JBL wants the damage of the Graves as well as the utility of the Karma.
So I guess it's kind of contradicting to what Veer was saying, that he would he would roam more.
Neep.
Yeah, Neep, sorry. Neep was saying he would roam more. So I guess what the
Because
point
he had no
of
choice.
Yeah, that's
Because
right.
they kept getting pushed in
It's
because of the matchup.
actually really difficult to roam as well as a Braum. I mean, if you don't make something happen once you arrive from the bush, it kind of stops becoming effective, and you have to walk all the way back. It's not as mobile as, as let's say a Bard who has mobile,
or even Rakan, who is banned out here against Neep. One of his preferable picks.
We've seen Neep pull out miracles in Rakan, and he's one of the first players who have been able to we've seen, put Rakan through his paces and to his full potential. But I think it's not even at 100% yet, so I hopefully it'll go through next draft.
Maybe if UPD can have enough threat to actually pull a ban from Rakan to someone else. But now JBL is just sticking to their guns here. The Lulu and Fiora still banned away. UPD locking away the Kassadin, still from Owl. It was stolen away from him last game. And the Gragas, while Neep now going on to that Zyra, and Iconic will be on that Jace. I do think that this is top lane Jace and mid lane Galio.
I agree.
Definitely. I don't think Berserk plays much Jace in the professional scene or semi-professional scene. So, and while Iconic did pick it up in the Interconference Series,
a lot. If I might add, a lot.
and so it will be very punishing to Shy.
That's right.
They can exploit that, but of course, coming in this bot lane, Karma plus Tristana is a lot of utility, a lot of safety for that late scaling AD carry. It was banned away from G's earlier, but now it's pulled the ban from Tristana to Vladimir.
Do you like the lineup that JBL created though? Because if you look at it, Graves is not as tanky as a jungler that it should be, and everywhere else, they will have to rely on mechanics a lot.
Yeah,
for
they
the
will have
lineup
to
that
rely.
JBL created.
A lot on skirmishes.
Yeah, is that something that you want to see JBL do, or do you want them to maybe move towards a more supportive lineup? That's what I thought. Seeing the last game, that's what I thought they would do.
I think this composition is fine. They have a lot of utility with just the Karma and the Orianna. Great engage as well. Like imagine wombo combo of charge from long range
with the ball on
with the ball delivery.
Yeah, good idea.
The funny thing
point.
is, Skarl already rolls up into a ball during charge. So you add a ball onto that, get the knockup from the charge, and then get the knockup from the shockwave. It could be very potent. Plus if you combine that with the sheer damage of Graves and the scaling to Tristana, it could be very scary.
So what you're saying is JBL gonna have to roll into a death ball in order to be very effective.
They have to play this like a Sivir composition without the Sivir. But it's something that could be pulled off. And I think that these mid laners, Owl was such a beast last game. But now Berserk has to step up on that Galio as a frontline tank. But of course, we'll be seeing what these two mid laners, the junior Owl and the graduating senior Berserk, what they have to say about this matchup.
JBL is for me one of our strongest possible opponents in the whole LCL roster. They've also had a really strong split like us, but I'm still confident that UPD will be able to take JBL on, give them a good run for their money. I think I'll do a pretty good job against him. UPD has had some scrims with some notable TGS teams, and I've held my own against some of the PGS mid laner, so I don't think I'm gonna have much of a problem versus Owl. I'll do my best.
All right, we are loaded onto the Rift here in the second game of the last match for the semifinals. UPD, Oblation Esports versus JBL Maroon Dragons. Let's get to it as our players play out their level 1s.
Yeah, what do you think about that remark from Zerg there? I think that was pretty confident of him.
It's very
isn't it?
confident,
Yeah.
but it did seem like he was having a lot of problems mid lane. But the experience of being able to scrim with PGS players is definitely a privilege that a lot of players would like.
That's right.
Just as a learning experience. And coming into this game, that knowledge should bring them through if they use it correctly.
Also, you have to take note, the knowledge. If we're talking about knowledge, we have Neep here, who was definitely has been one of the casters here, and I'm sure he's an analyst. He should have.
I do think he's a better analyst than I am.
Including Iconic, right?
Yeah.
So
the game
for
knowledge is there.
UPD, definitely no lack of knowledge whatsoever. I guess what they are going to have to focus more on is execution, because I think that's where we've been lacking for the past game, where we see some points where UPD is actually in position a lot of times. It's just that they're kind of having a hard time pulling the trigger, and they're having to be forced into JBL's reactions.
On that note, that statement you said where they need to actually execute their good macro reminds me of Naga.
Really?
And Veer and Neep were on Naga before, so this is like deja vu if it actually plays out the way you're saying it. But coming into this game now, seems like will Blizzard actually be taking the red buff no, it's actually no. It's just them checking out whether Farmville could go for a steal.
So the jungle paths that we are seeing here definitely, I think, both geared towards the bot lane. So I think mostly at the center of the attention that we're gonna have to look at is again UPD's bot lane. Not as stellar as the rest, I guess, the team that you could say. Some would say, especially on that last game. I mean, the rest of the lanes were doing pretty okay. It's just that I would like to iterate Blizzard. You might need to step up his game here.
He didn't really shine that game, even with a double kill.
Exactly, and I think playing on a Xayah it's one of them. A hyper carry. I guess both teams are opting for hyper carries, but Xayah is the hyper carry with some sort of a mage potential locked in her, where she has a disable, and I think Blizzard,
so much burst as well.
If he's able to capitalize on the amount of pressure that Xayah can provide, I think they will be fine. However, the mid lane, as for the mid lane mashup, I guess we want for Zerk to hold on, just to just stay on.
Yeah.
Just not die to the Orianna.
This is
for
one
the
of the this is the pick where if he had performed on a Galio while Iconic was on a non-tank.
This is where he should do it.
Marvel might actually go for a gank here. So far it's 2v1, but Demigod is catching up with the speed. But Veer is around the area, so they have to pull away.
Yeah, just as predicted, both junglers definitely arriving bottom at basically the same time. That's really fun. Although no summoners expended, that's great.
Just a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, just a little pressure. And of course, we have to look at the vision, because I think it's going to be a bit of... They're going to have to wait for the vision to time out before anything can happen, because UPD definitely on their toes this game.
Yeah, on their toes, and Veer still looking for something here. Might catch up Demigod. He will actually catch up. There's so much damage.
Oh
the
my
stun
God!
From the cocoon, plus the root of the grasping vines. Grasping roots, rather.
Yeah, that is great CC layering, and that's communication right there. That's great.
And that's another opportunity where Demigod didn't even last 2 seconds against a gank from an Elise. But of course, that is one of the powers of Elise. Not only does she bring CC to the table, she also brings a lot of execution potential with the Vite.
That's right. Especially at that range, where you are in the range, you don't even have to cast the long range skills yet. You already have the bite, and he's already in the right help to execute. That's basically two assists and 1 kill for an Elise. That is very scary. That Elise can build early magic penetration if she chooses so. I've seen Elise's pull that off. Or I'm pretty sure he won't go full tank, because we already have the tank covered by Berserk. But I would think that this would translate into faster lane ganks for Elise.
Yeah, definitely. Having the power of that first blood behind him means that he will be more able to dish out the damage for the ganks here. Because
Oh no.
if you look at it, the lanes of UPD, they have all the tools to set up the ganks for Veer's damage.
That's
The
right.
grasping roots, even the blade caller is a possible CC that can set up for Veer. For Zerk as well with the taunt, the knockup, and Iconic as well has his own share of CC with a knockback of his E in hammer form, as well as just the sheer damage of that Jace.
Yeah. So basically, partner, and what you're saying is, yung lineup ng, like, yung alam mo sabi natin kanina, lineup ng JBL, more of death ball comp, diba? So they have to survive the early game lang, and I think they should be fine in the mid game. Meanwhile, on the side of UPD, I like it because it's a lot of poke. If hindi mo man napansin, poke with Jace, Elise, of course, long range as well,
Even
and
Zyra.
Zyra and Saya. Everywhere is poke. So UPD, I guess they want to play the safe, and they have to try to take advantage of that, because if you don't take advantage of it early, that's a Tristana. That's kind of scary.
It's going to scale up very, very
Yeah.
fast. And for Zerk, he can even bring out his own form of poke here. I'm sure that even if he's going to be the main frontline for UPD, he will build at least one AP item.
Right.
And that means the Winds of War will actually be substantial in terms of its damage.
Ooh. Yeah, we're actually seeing it effect right now. For Zerk not really taking a lot of damage, because I think ever since Galio was created, even though he was reworked, he's always been some sort of an anti-mage.
Yeah, that is in his lore as well.
Yeah, exactly. In the amount of magic resistance that he builds up a lot, and even now, the amount of whenever a mage is taunted, you can expect that, you know, it's very vulnerable and you don't expect that much damage. Right now, Veer, I think, wants to make something happen, but Creep Wave's just not
They're
in the
really
right place.
pushing them deep here.
Yeah, that's I don't get that though.
They
If
might
UPD
go for
yeah,
a fast
oh my
push
God.
here. Yeah, it is quite possible. Or they might just go for a dive. Oh man, and it's going to be a stun demigod. Ignited down. Here comes Berserk as well, just for the backup in case something happens. So it looks like it's not just a tower dive. They want to get this first turn of the game very, very quickly at 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And they have the possibility to do it with a Deadly Plumage. But here comes Owl with a response, but that is a turret already chunked down. This leaves Farmville a lot of time there in the topside jungle to steal his resources, however. Owl might be something planning up.
Yeah. I think they really want to go for it.
They do have the opportunity for this.
Oh my God, the pokes. They don't even have to engage. They just stood there and just poked it to death.
Yeah, because in the end, that was a 4v3.
Exactly.
Even with a good shockwave come from Owl there, and even then, UPD never positioned themselves for a 3-man shockwave.
That's
At
right.
most 1 or 2, which means that there's still 2 other members of the UPD team to dish out damage against the 3 members of JBL down there.
Yeah, that's overall macro knowledge, knowing the timings that Oriana will arrive and the amount of damage
That's
that
true.
anyone else will able to provide, because they knew that there were only 3. They were not expecting 4, they were not expecting 5 at all, and they knew that they could take it. They had the estimate damage, and that's great knowledge. That's just a display of knowledge.
They
But we'll
didn't
see.
overcommit as well. Even with
Exactly.
Ignite ticking down onto Demigod, they just, okay, we came here for the turret, let's get the turret.
So yeah, tuloy-tuloy lang ng UPD to maybe, and that's how they're gonna do it. So JBL though, I think they're gonna get frustrated at some point and they'll want to pull a trigger. I think that might happen here in the top lane. Although we're not seeing as much roam as we should see, I think they're leaving top lane to maybe just ferment.
Yeah, Iconic, yeah, top lane to ferment, because one Iconic has to stack up the tier of the goddess, and I think they're confident that Iconic will be able to survive against Shy, and both JBL also has confidence in Shy being able to survive the top lane. Even if they don't get any kills, as long as they get a good teleport play with the pressure, or just survive and scale later in the game, that is enough for them. What's more important is for the bot lane to survive and actually snowball,
Tama.
as well as the mid lane.
Ang problema, partner, it's kind of dangerous din na iwanan mo yung si Shy, no ba? Because you kind of know that Iconic can just CS under tower like what he's doing right now. Pero it's kind of risky to have Shy also ramp up.
Yeah, on a Colette.
Do you like na sabay sila mag-ramp up ng Jace? Because I think if that happens, medyo lamang si Colette. Tama ba?
Shy. Shy definitely, but that's true. But I do think that UPD is taking both UPD and JBL are
route.
taking the safe route as
Right.
well as the opportunity cost. Like, it's better if G's ramps up faster so he can get to the point where he just overpowers Blizzard in terms of damage and range.
Right. So they're basically just waiting for power spikes at this point. And this power spike will, I think, appear maybe once we have like a single item build up or 2 items.
Oh, man.
Oh my god! Jay Farmville
Oh, man.
take that really nice, and they're not done yet. UPD keeps going in, and that they left the rest of JBL kind of low. Wow, that is, I did not expect that to happen at all.
Yeah, but Fear does die
yeah.
for all of that. They do have a little bit of mid lane pressure after pushing out JBL by chunking them down in terms of health. That might be the trade-off they're planning here. Iconic did teleport there to this mid lane. Seems like they will be trading Beer's life for this mid lane turret, actually. So, which opens up the map a lot for UPD.
And this is what I was talking about. UPD just taking advantage of the amount of range that they have. Alam mo ba yung ginawa nilang yon? They didn't even have to dive under tower. They were just standing where they were, and they were able to get a kill. They were able to get a turret, and they were able to clear the wave. It's kind of scary that UPD has created this composition where a lot of focus is going on Berserk.
Yeah, and even though Berserk didn't really get a kill, none of them got a kill there, but because of the pressure of this composition, they can go for that siege where it's too risky for JBL to go in. Because if they do...
What?
Whoa, yeah, Berserk did not even get touched there. Because recall cancels only happen when the health gets touched.
Oh, right.
But Berserk there
shield.
already had a magic damage shield.
Right, excellent. I was going to say, well, but yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, guys, we learn something new every day. So basically, you have a shield. You're not going to get
Counts for, that also happens for assists. You do not get an assist if you do not affect the health. So if you just break through, if you just chunk down the shield, even if it's like 1,000 damage shield, and you chunk it down but don't actually touch the health, you don't get the assist. But of course here, Farmville, a little bit too antsy. He gets CC locked by Veer and Berserk with the taunts and the web, giving a kill onto Berserk, actually, giving him a small lead in terms of his itemization options. Already going for the Banshees, rather for more of his magic resist items against Owl.
I like that UPD is pulling the trigger on a lot of these fights because that's exactly what you need. I was thinking maybe you don't want to leave the scaling composition of JBL as much, but right now, Iconic on the Shy, and he's able to get an easy kill right there. Wow, solo kill for Iconic.
This actually opens up JBL to get the Infernal Drake. Wow, and rather UPD to get the Infernal Drake.
Oh my god, that was really something, wasn't it?
Because Iconic can just keep poking Shy out with the empowered Shock Blast, and Shy cannot fight back. He doesn't have his own long range of his own, and even with a Joust, it would be dangerous to all-in Iconic because it was his wave that was building up, which means that the minion damage would be onto him.
It was either just back off altogether or just stay under the tower and just try to creep the wave. And Iconic displaying the decision-making. He did not let Shy do either of that. He just forced him to back, and he was backing very slowly, where there was a
he was unmounted.
He was unmounted, and then Iconic saw a window and he took it. That's decisive.
Seems like Iconic having a Vamp Scepter while still building into that Ninja Tabi against Shy. It seems like it will be the Death's Dance. That is a very good possibility. It gives him CDR, gives him physical damage spell vamp, which is actually great when you consider that Shy will want to go on him as soon as he gets his power spikes. That Vamp Scepter building into Death's Dance means he's able to survive for longer.
Yeah, we're kind of banking on Shy not reaching those power spikes right away, and
this delays it.
Yeah, he just needs to have it delayed, and Iconic should have some sort of advantage. Sort of starting to build up here, although they are a bit even on CS. We do have a kill advantage over here, and oh my god, Ow is he's being kept on his toes by Berserk here.
He will not deal damage to Berserk.
Yes.
That is an Abyssal Mask plus the natural magic damage tankiness of this
Galio.
Oh
no, charge incoming for Shy.
Oh, he's fighting. He's actually going to fight here. 1v3, Farmville, Shy, and Owl.
Oh,
and gets out with a hero's exit.
Amazing. Did you see that?
It was like he baited him.
He disappeared.
It was like, come to me.
Yeah.
Come at me, bro. And he jumps out.
And that was great that he was able to estimate that he was not going to get any hard CCs at all.
Yeah.
So
I don't think Owl would invest an entire shockwave just for him. Plus
That's
Demigod
right.
and the snare from Demigod won't be fast enough, actually. Rather, no.
Oh, well. We have here JBL.
That's actually going to be a dive onto Iconic with Farmville finishing off the kill here. 3-man actually opens the opportunity for UPD to get this Rift Herald. This will be very dangerous. This, as was shown earlier, they can really push down these turrets.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if that was. I'm not sure if that was what you wanted to do, but at least it should have been worth. I think Iconic would have wanted to just live there. Maybe he didn't really have a chance anyway, because 3 people were diving already on him.
3-man dive, the direst treatment.
Yeah, so far worth, I think, to have a Rift Herald. That's going to be basically a free turret. You have a lot of turrets to choose from. And
interestingly, they give off the Rift Herald to Neep.
Yeah.
This is the second time they've done this. I think it's because Neep roams a lot. He's the one that shot calls. So it would be best to give him the tool to call exactly when the Rift Herald comes out.
That's right. And alam naman natin, si Neep medyo ano yun eh. The brains behind the ano.
Behind just the bot lane and even perhaps
the whole map.
The whole team.
Yeah.
So that's something they have to watch out for.
We've seen the team rely on Neep's shot calling a lot, and especially on the times where he was that Rakan, where he would also be the primary initiator. Ang gaganda ng mga initiates niya on Rakan eh. That's why it's permabanned on him. It's really
definitely
great.
permabanned against him.
I like how UPD is.
Oh man,
my
Demigod
God!
might be in trouble here. The blast going to escape. Look at the plants. He jumps straight into the plants.
Plant kills for the win, man.
That was a very nice alley-oop coming from that blast cone.
Kala mo buhay ka na.
Yeah, it's like he already had the Orianna shield on him.
I thought medyo safe na siya nun eh, actually.
And then suddenly plants.
You kind of underestimated the amount of damage.
I really like how Neep expected him to go
for
the plants. But oh man, that's a 2-man shockwave onto Blizzard, and Fear is still going for it.
No
and will be the hero's entrance onto him. Fear, the damage reduction is not enough, but now for Berserk is in the middle of everyone. Look at all the damage against Shy, but now UPD has to rotate out. Jays is going for the resets. Gets taunted by Berserk, and that's a lot of damage coming from Iconic, and Blizzard actually takes him out. That's going to be Shy. He gets his Scarl back, but look at this top lane actually living through all of that. What's left is just the bot lane of UPD. Will Farmville and Demigod go for this? It seems like Neep is just going to leave his 80 carry behind, but that's going to be the damage coming from the roots as well as the few feathers that Blizzard had. Finishes off the kill, but of course Farmville gets a revenge.
That was super dangerous of UPD. A lot of times they were actually really free to back off completely. They were just going ham on them.
Let's break this down.
Break down on it. We have a 2-man shockwave, not really for anything. At the top side, Berserk already zoned off Farmville a lot, but Owl was left very open. There was really no follow-up, and they were not in a position to do that. And I think UPD so far could have just taken that and gone home with that advantage. But somehow, they overstayed their welcome. And Tristana on the side, able to clean up a bit. Maybe not as clean as you would like, but he was able to get a lot. He had the reset. Very crucial taunt. If he wasn't taunted, that would have been really disastrous. But right now, either way, it is disastrous. Because Shy was able to get invulnerable with the dismount. And
Fear already going for another Iconic. Just go straight for it with Berserk from behind. Unmounted Kled Shy means he has to run away. And UPD uses this opportunity to summon the Rift Herald very decisively as soon as Demigod goes down. Here comes the Crab. He's a very, very crabby one.
Here we go. There you go. Half damage right away. That's a free turret right there. That opens up the map further for UPD. And that's something you don't want to happen on a macro-oriented team like UPD.
Seems like they got what they went here for. They just leave the Rift Herald to die because there's a more important objective for them to take.
Great timing on that Rift Herald tower break.
I think they actually planned that.
Yeah, exactly. Galing. I like that.
They have to rotate away. There is a huge threat that JBL might just charge into them. Plus, their mid lane turret is under duress.
That's right. Kind of dangerous here for UPD. So they're splitting their forces. And I don't think that's a great idea if you're going to leave Shy there in the middle. I think they're trying to decide. I don't know what they're going to do.
Oh man, that is going to be Berserk charging into Farmville, and Demigod, Iconic dealing so much damage, so Shy has to go back to his team. But that's Neep, Fear, and Blizzard dealing so much damage as well. And Shy left alone gets a kill against Berserk. Garl does not save his buddy in time. Shutdown goes to Iconic, and now UPD seems like they might go for a chase, but will just resort to cleaning up these waves.
Yeah, that was a 1-for-1. But definitely favoring UPD. We see here that JBL kind of not as decisive as he wanted. Everyone was right on the backside. I don't think they wanted to go, but they were forced to at some point. So they just opted for like a small win for a one-on-one. Not the cleanest team fights you will ever see, but the UPD did end up having the advantage there with the Mountain Drake.
The Mountain Drake definitely going to help out their exploits later in the game, because as they've shown, they really like just standing there and pushing the turrets while JBL can't do anything but watch.
That's right.
And the Mountain Drake plus the Infernal Drake will really help them out in that extent.
And I think, alam mo, yung strategy ng UPD, I think it's kind of sinking into JBL right now. Because earlier, before the Mountain Drake, Chai was in the middle of everything, of the split forces of UPD, and he wasn't decisive. He didn't know whether to go for the Dragon, or to the people who were going for Dragon, or the people who were splitting.
Yeah, as soon as...
natatakot na yung JBL.
Yeah, as soon as Berserk actually went onto Demigod and Farmville, that was kind of like Shy's signal to go back.
Exactly.
Which left them open for a pincer attack. In the end, it was still a 1-1.
That's right, but it could have gone better.
It could have gone better for JBL with a little more decisiveness there.
That's
but,
right.
you know, it's still a difficult thing to do since UPD, first they seem to be pulling away from the objective.
Oh my.
Still a lot of damage. Farmville jumped down to right above half with just the Thunderlord's proc from Neat.
That was I think 800 units away. That's the power that the composition of UPD has.
And now they can continue the siege, because right now G's has not reached the Tristana power spike, which is 2 items.
Definitely
2 items. You need at least 2 items to be really big on that Tristana, and they're using this to disadvantage, being able to just continue pushing.
Yeah, they're trying to make a balance between the amount of attack speed that they want to give Tristana and the base damage, which I think is lacking right now. The static shift not really doing the role that it should be, giving Tristana on G's with the amount of power that he needs.
But they have really respectable wave clear here from the Inner Flame with the ball from Owl, as well as Farmville's own natural wave clear.
Of course, yes.
It's definitely something that they can protect against the siege of UPD, but the fact that they're being pressured to respond to them actually says a lot about how UPD's been rotating around the map.
Exactly. As a team playing on a professional level, on a high tier, you don't want to be just left reactionary. You want to be able to make the proactive moves, but UPD hindi nila pinapayagan yung JBL.
They don't really have much of a choice.
Yeah,
right
exactly.
Now.
That's the thing that UPD is doing. They're not giving them a choice.
But now G's has the Infinity Edge, which should put his damage spike a lot higher than before.
Oh, yeah, narinig tayo.
they will be able to fight a lot more against UPD here.
Yeah.
Considering that Shy is ahead. Oh, look at UPD.
Oh
this
my
might
God.
just be a Baron bait, because I do not think they'll be doing this under Vision. But if JBL takes too long to respond, this might be UPD actually taking it away. The charge is available for Shy.
They are setting up,
actually
and there
go
you go.
for it. Berserk in the middle of everyone, but Iconic is taken down immediately. Blizzard going for the Feather Storm. Look at the damage he's dealing out there. Actually takes on Farmville. Berserk knocks off 3, zoning them away from the rest of his carries. Now Veer going to help out Berserk. He flashes away. So far, it's a 1-for-1. Baron cancelled. Blizzard might be in trouble. That's going to be Berserk actually taking out Demigod, but now Shy going to chase down the rest of UPD. Seems like Neeb trying to go for some damage onto him. Has to run away from G's. He has his static shift charged up. Very risky there in the end. A 2-for-2. But still, JBL cancels the Baron.
Wow. I like what Berserk was doing over there. He was actually doing quite well in the beginning of that match. As you can see here, the Shockwave didn't really catch everyone. Iconic wasn't counted out. But Berserk, he was actually just getting into position and trying to do the zone on the free members. And that left UPD with enough time to maybe deal with Shy. Although they were not able to finish him off, Berserk kind of whittled down.
Away from them
he got whittled down right away. And now UPD kind of left in a bad place. So that's the reason why they were on the back foot.
Iconic was not able to flash out of that shockwave.
Yeah, that was really
If he
scary.
had lived there, there would be so much damage that UPD would still be able to have.
Yeah, that would be a totally different story.
But in the end, it was because they positioned themselves to be a prime target for a shockwave.
Yeah, and they did that knowing that they were in full vision which is kind of a misstep, I think, because you knew.
Yeah, they have like 2, actually 4
Control
of these
wards.
control wards in their inventories, plus a lot of these sweepers.
Yeah, I can't wrap my mind around why UPD chose to do that. I think it was a bait, but they were going too far for it to be a bait. They were going 50. I think they wanted to go for the 50-50 there for some reason, but they weren't really in a position
to do
that,
especially against
Orianna.
Like Orianna. Not only Orianna, but the
with
charge.
The Kled
as well.
That's a scary thing. Kled charged in really easily, and he had time to plan it out because they were going full Baron. I guess we have to wait and see how the next clash is gonna pan out, because I don't want that to happen again.
Cloud Drake,
if
definitely
you want, yeah.
a target here. It's not too big of a priority, but if they can get it for free, then they'll definitely get it. Seems like JBL does not even bother.
Ooh, oh my god.
That is a threat of a top lane push coming from Berserk. So they can pull that as a free Cloud Drake onto UPD. It seems like the build path for Iconic was instead the Blade of the Ruined King to really match the attack.
Oh, this is a pickup.
Shy. Just going to go down against 4 members very easily. No words for that. On the other hand, Berserk will be falling on JBL's side, but UPD not really in a position to take out the turrets here. The outer turret is still, rather the inner turret is still full health. Plus they don't have a wave there. But now UPD missing the chance here. That is a Baron for JBL.
Oh no!
Yeah, they get it before UPD can even get to them.
I mean, natuwa na ako dun with UPD, and they were able to kill off Shy, but they took too long.
Yeah, that is the thing, you know, like in the circumstance of how the 1-for-1 trade happened.
Right.
Oh man, Iconic trying to go for something. Ow, gets taken down. He almost gets taken down as well with Ignite ticking on him. The fire attack, not quite enough to finish off the grass type Neeb.
Oh my god.
But look at Iconic, he's still going for it.
Oh my god.
Might be too dangerous now because Shy is there on the table. Blizzard has to zone them out with his feathers.
Iconic wanted to zone in, but it's not very effective. And I think JBL might be able to capitalize on this. Iconic is very low. If JBL wants to charge, they do have the power with the Karma, Empowered Inspire to do so, but they chose to back off anyway.
Man, that's a circumstance of how Berserk died there. Of course, 1-for-1 trade. Shy gets taken down for Berserk as well, but because it was top lane,
yeah, you see
top
here,
lane in favor of JBL, they have Baron priority.
Yeah, wala talagang makunat sa apat eh. So they were expecting for Berserk to hold it, but he was not able to. Ayun, nakapag-Baron tuloy sila.
This is actually huge.
Yeah.
Now that Jeez is able to just knock down these turrets, he's getting to the point where he has really
oh my god!
Marvel, the Mob Mortius, rather the Hex Drinker is not enough to block away the damage from Veer and Blizzard.
Yeah, the CC chain, bro. It was able to. I like that UPD does this. They CC chain so neatly.
Yeah,
they don't waste time.
All of their members on this composition are able to CC, to crowd control. Like every single one of these members has a way to displace or disable JBL. And I like how they're playing this. Instead of just waiting for the Baron buff to burn, they're playing it in a way that they're pressuring JBL so that they cannot use the Baron buff to push.
Exactly. That's what you want to do. That's the right thing to do when you have an enemy that's actually pretty complete and has a Baron buff. You want to keep that pressure on so that they don't get anywhere near the waves. And you, of course, this team, JBL, they do have the creep wave advantage because they do have great clear.
Ooh, shockwave attempt coming from Al. That reaction was apt. That reaction was apt. So that's actually bad for JBL. Because that's one huge cooldown, a crucial spell that they're missing for the next few minutes. 1 or 2 minutes.
There wasn't even any follow-up for it. I guess they just wanted to keep it. Oh my god, I don't have any.
They had no vision over it. I think they were predicting, because UPD was doing the wolves there.
Exactly.
But this is the point where doing jungle camps is too fast that you can't make that play. So now UPD is free to just go on this turret.
And UPD fighting against, they're sieging against the team that has the Baron buff.
Yeah, look at the Iconic being the ones that split push.
Yeah, the power of the poke comp is showing very, very clearly in the team of UPD. Even though JBL does have the Baron buff, they are still getting pushed in really well because of the creep wave management and the amount of wave clear that UPD possesses.
They have to be careful, however, because as I said, JBL going for that charge actually into the mid lane does not hit anyone. It seems like they just want to take out this mid lane turret. But again, that's another cooldown burn for JBL. That does result into closing the gap to 2K, which at this point of the game isn't that small.
That's
the
right.
biggest difference between UPD and JBL right now is the stats provided by the Infernal Drake and the Cloud Drake, as well as the turret destruction and objective destruction that the Mountain Drake actually brings. We'll see how UPD can actually respond to this JBL rotation very quickly to the top lane after mid lane.
They're closing in just for defense, I think. They don't want anything really major to happen over an outer turret. So they just want to play it safe, which is exactly what you want to do at this point.
And this game is intense. Like, even if there's not a lot of bloodbaths happening, even if it's a one-for-one trade into turrets or a Baron, it's still very intense because this game is anyone's game at this point.
Yeah, bro, it's a chess game at this point.
Yeah, it's a chess game. 2K gold, that means nothing. That's like the difference of having one pawn less in a chess match. Now it's going to be up to how UPD responds to the rotations, because they already had 2 failed rotations, 2 failed moves.
Right.
And both of them were centered around Baron.
Yeah, tanggal na yung bishop nila, so they have to be careful kung saan nila ilalagay yung queen nila.
That's true. And the queen right now is actually going to be Blizzard, because he's the most DPS right now. Iconic deals a lot of poke and burst, but when it comes to an extended fight, which for Zerk will help actually elongate. Ooh, Farmville might be in trouble here.
Oh,
actually, no.
Wow,
look at how fast he goes. With the command dissonance.
Wow.
And the shields come from Demigod.
So alam mo bro, I think the problem that UPD is having, that JBL is having against the lineup of UPD is nahihirapan silang hanapin kung nasan si Blizzard kasi ang hirap niya ma-reach.
Plus, he is on that Zaya. He really loves these safe. Oh man,
oh my
has
God.
to burn
Wow.
the cleanse there and gets chunked down.
Yun nga sinasabi ko. UPD kasi kaya mag-execute kahit mga 800 range, 1,000 range, di ba? So, ang JBL, they need to get up close and personal kung gusto nilang ma-take out si Blizzard ng mabilis. Ang problema, hirap sila makapasok kasi, alam mo yun, papasok ka, may Jace, may Zyra, may
Matataunt ka ng Galio.
So,
plus, pag napunta ka na kay Blizzard, what are you gonna do? May Featherstorm siya.
Exactly.
So, after that Featherstorm or root ka, which allows him to actually go on to you.
Okay,
Farmville might be in trouble.
That was scary.
They don't have a way to actually jump over the wall.
So yeah, that's what you want to do also as well. Don't give any objectives. Kasi kanina pa kayo namimigay ng objectives.
For free.
You have to stop doing this on JBLs. I know it's kind of hard at this point in the game, but you kind of have at least contested.
So the longer the game goes, the harder it becomes to lock down Gs.
Yes, exactly.
And because Baron's going to come up in like half a minute, so definitely they have to rotate around here to establish vision control.
Then the vision right now for the Baron pit is not optimal for either team. So they
but now UPD is more in a position to do so.
Exactly. I think JBL just wants to get the creep waves in the right place. So in case manalo sila sa Baron Clash mamaya, may pupuntahan silang creeps. Na nagpupush.
They're really setting it up.
Yes, exactly. Nag-set up talaga sila. I think they're doing that on the top. Pero I think UPD nababasa yung moves and they're moving towards it. So again,
if Al was taunted there.
Yes, exactly. Again, this is chess. Magkamali dito, dire-diretso to, I think. At this point, 33 minutes, it's gonna isang magkamali dito, either someone dies if G's gets picked off, or if Shy gets in the wrong position, it's gonna be a Baron. I can pretty much, I feel safe in saying that, because both teams they have the tools, and they're actually both in position to do something, and they might actually do it right now. We see here. No, oh my God! Neep.
Wait, actually, clutch flash from Neep, but burning the shockwave just for Neep. Zyra, he deals a lot of damage, but now UPD is more free to actually go on to
make a play kasi wala hindi sila takot sa shockwave. No?
It's just the charge now gonna happen for
oh my God.
JBL.
I mean, normally on the laning phase, you want that to happen. You want a flash to be exchanged for a 2-minute cooldown of a shockwave. But at this point, you don't want that cooldown down.
Look at that, the decisiveness. There is still vision that JBL has, which UPD hasn't cleared, but look at how fast they're taking this. I don't think Shy will arrive fast enough for this. Oh, Farmville actually goes in alone and gets taken out. Neep doing a lot of 3-man knockup with his Stranglethorns, leaves Shy alone while Berserk zoning out the rest of JBL. Fear's gonna go for a lot more damage as well. Justice Punch goes in. Iconic gonna dive in onto Demigod. Hero's entrance ensures his survival.
What?
Owl shockwaves himself out of shock from what just happened.
I can't believe what happened. And just like what we predicted, one man goes down, diretso to, and that happened after the Baron. So we see here, what was he thinking?
He wanted to go for the
50-50. And Shy was not in the position to go in. The charge took too long, and by the time they arrived, wala na, worn out na kayo, wala na kayong ultimates, and there was nothing else. You didn't have any tools to back it up. Meanwhile, on the side of UPD, sobrang healthy pa, may mga skills pa sila. There really wasn't anything to contest anymore.
Yeah.
Wow.
That actually leads to UPD now getting a 7k gold lead over JBL. And now, because they're the ones with Mountain Drake, they're the ones with a lot of poke, they can siege very well.
With the Baron buff,
oh man,
scary.
Berserk! Oh, tanking lots of damage. Where's the rest of his team?
My God,
they're actually
guys.
all on top lane. Is it gonna pay off, however?
Baited off 4 people, Shy going in alone.
Now it's gonna be Shy being taken out. This will be a 4v4 straight up, but look at the positioning here. There's 4 members! 4 members on a Shockwave. Blizzard tries to go for the Featherstorm, actually takes out Farmville.
Oh my God!
But now Blizzard burning his own GA. Iconic has to do the damage here, but look at him, dangerously low. Blizzard has to jump over to get to Owl. Seems like the Blades will get to this mid lane. Unstoppable. Iconic gonna fight the support. Seems like it's now going to be the inhibitor. Wow,
that blew my mind. Amazing. That was a great shockwave in the end of that, but at that point everyone was kind of backing off already. So that was a great chase for JBL, and I think they still want to.
I don't think they can defend this.
No, they can't defend
this. This is Baron with Mountain Drake plus 4 members alive, one of which is Blizzard on the AD carry and Iconic who has attack speed. This is game 2 going to UPD. Man,
oh my God.
Intense. I told you this series was going to be way intense.
That was amazing. Now, for a minute there, I thought JBL had it. They had everyone in that area, and they were gonna take the kill. But somehow, the Guardian Angels were paying off left and right for UPD, and that's itemization. That's the right choice. And the cleanups from somehow Blizzard, he stepped up, man.
Yeah, he was able to step up that game from the safety of the Saya. And kudos to Aldo. That was a 4-man shockwave, but the problem with that was, they were already kind of backing out. The GAs were there as well. Plus Blizzard, even though he was caught in the shockwave, the follow-up was all dodged by the Featherstorm,
right,
which allowed him to not only set up already his feathers in a cone, which allowed him to CC everyone in front of it and continue dealing damage.
Yeah.
They couldn't lock down the Xayah, and the GA really paid off in the end.
Overall, mechanical prowess in regards to Blizzard, that was really great. So end game stats, man.
Looking at so much KDA here for Iconic, 8-3 and 4, dealing lots of damage. Blizzard as well, extending his really high KDA because his average deaths are around 0.3, 0.5, meaning that he's a very safe player. And because he has a GA, even more safer. Yeah, but JBL that game also played very good.
Whoa, damage.
Look at the damage of Iconic.
Going ham.
Definitely
lots of poke on his Jace.
Lots of poke, lots of survivability, just being able to brawl it out once the fight happens. And JBL, they really put down very good vision. They exploited UPD's weaknesses when they showed them. But in the end, because of a few crucial mistakes, like the shockwaves at the end,
they were kind of off.
They were kind of off. He did redeem himself in the end, but it wasn't enough to really go for an ace. But still, really good play from JBL.
Amazing play from JBL. This game is not over by far.
So close.
It's a 1-for-1. Both teams are gearing up for the next game, and we'll have more games waiting for you guys.
Of course, we've been your shoutcasters. I am Atlas. With me was Rockhard. We'll be back with you for Game 3 of UPD Ablation Esports versus JBL Maroon Dragons in a little bit after the break.
Stay.
To go.
Oh,
Shockwave! Oh man, that's a 2-man Shockwave onto Blizzard. Fear is still going for it.
No
follow-up. Hero's entrance onto him. Fear. The damage reduction is not enough, but now Berserk is in the middle of everyone. Look at all the damage against Shy. But now UPD has to rotate out. Jay is just going for the resets. gets taunted by Berserk, and that's a lot of damage coming from Iconic, and Blizzard actually takes him out. That's going to be Shy. He gets his skull back, but look at this top lane actually living through all of that. What's left is just going to go for Berserk in the middle of everyone, but Iconic has taken down immediately. Blizzard going for the Feather Storm. Look at the damage he's dealing out there. Actually takes on Farmville. Berserk knocks out 3, zoning them away from the rest of his carries. Now Veer going to help out Berserk. Flashes away. So far, it's a 1-for-1. Baron canceled. Blizzard might be in trouble. That's going to be Berserk actually taking out Demigod, but now Shy going to chase down the rest of UPD. Seems like Neem trying to go for some damage onto him, but has to run away. But Farmville actually goes in alone and gets taken out. Neem doing a lot of 3-man knockup with his Dragon Force. He's Shy alone while Berserk zoning out the rest of JBL. Here's going to go for a lot more damage as well. Justice Punch goes in. Iconic going to dive in onto Demigod. Hero's Entrance assures his survival. Oh man, Berserk. Oh, tanking lots of damage. Where's the rest of his team?
My God,
they're actually
guys.
all on top lane. Isn't going to pay off, however.
Baited off 4 people. Shy going in alone.
Now it's going to be Shy being taken out. This will be a 4v4 straight up, but look at the positioning here. There's
Shockwave!
4 members on his Shockwave. Blizzard tries to go for the Feather Storm. Actually takes out Farmville.
God.
But now Blizzard burning his own GA. Iconic has to do the damage here, but look at him dangerously low. Blizzard has to jump over to get to Owl. Seems like with his will, Blizzard on the carry and Iconic who has attack speed. This is game 2 going to UPD. Man, intense. I told you this series was going to be way intense.
It was amazing. Now, for a minute there, I thought JBL had.
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.